So NAT gateway, NAT instance, if I compare with internet gateway is inbound, but NAT gateway or instance both are outbound. This is the first option, so it is secure. And so many other differences are there. Again, NAT gateway and NAT instance, few differences are there. We have to know in which scenario we are going to choose NAT gateway or in which scenario NAT instance. So let's start the first portion same as it is, then the NAT portion we are going to add. So let's start. So VPC, so you have to create one VPC, gateway, subnet, root table. Let's create a VPC. See idea of VPC. VPC created. Now internet gateway, IGW, and attach this one to VPC 192. Subnet under which VPC 192. I'm going to create 4 subnet. Pub sub 1. It is in zone A. CIDR of this subnet is 192.168.0.0/28. First one is over, second one. Pub sub 2. It is in zone B and CIDR 192.168.0.16/28. Third subnet, private subnet 1, zone A, CIDR 192.168.0.32/28. Subnet, private subnet 2. Already zone B, CIDR range of this subnet 192.168.0.48/28. Let's create 4 subnet. So showing public sub 1, public sub 2, private sub 1, private sub 2. Now root table. Root table, root pub under VPC 192. Another root table for private purpose, root private VPC 192. Root table is created. Now root table associate, public one associate to public subnet and gateway, private one private subnet. So subnet associate of public root table, public one, public two, and routes, that is gateway related, any packets to internet gateway, another root table, private one, subnet associate to subnet, private one, private two. No root because it is not connected to gateway. Fine, up to this is over. Now I am going to create one instance as per our diagram, one instance here, one instance here. That is one public, one private. So duplicate, EC2. By default key pair is there, private key and public key. So I am going to use private key and public key. This two key I am going to delete. EFS key also let me delete. So only two keys there, public key and private key. Other than this, security group. Only default security group is there for default VPC. Okay, now let's create instance. Launch instance. This is public PC, public side, Amazon Linux, T2 micro, key pair, public key, regarding network, VPC 192, subnet, public subnet 1, and public IP enabled. Regarding security group, I am creating public subnet security group, public subnet security group, SSH from my IP, 8 GB hard disks, launch. So in public side, one PC is created. Let's connect it, because if connection is success means my VPC is working fine, everything is okay. EC2 hyphen user at IP SSH auth, just key, public key, open. Yes, connected. And my public machine's private IP is 0.7. Okay. Now let's launch another instance in private side. So private PC, Amazon Linux, T2 micro, key pair, private key, networking, VPC is 192, subnet is not public, private one, and IP should be disabled. Regarding security group, private PC security group, private PC security group, And in private PC security group, what are the rule? SSH, not from anywhere, from custom from where? From our public machine, public instance. So public instance IP address is 192.160.0.7, and I want only from 7, so we have to mention subnet bit /32. 32 means only one IP, this IP only, over 8 GB hard disks, launch instance. So private PC also there. Private PC private IP address is 0.43, and public PC private IP is 0.7. So in this machine, in 43 machines, in security group, say no public IP. In security group, I mentioned that this machine is going to connect from this public PC, this IP address via SSH. Okay, but main problem is authentication. When try to connect from public PC to private PC is asked for the authentication, the key. That key is not available, so we are going to add it. P agent. Okay, I just delete it. Again, I'm going to add it. We have to add the private key, right? This private key. Open, close. Now close this connection and reconnect your public PC. Copy this, start putty ec2 hyphen user at ssh auth your key, public key, and allow agent forwarding. That means putty is going to carry to P agent, and P agent carry the key. Connected from here, SSH ec2 hyphen user at 192.168.0.43. 43. It is connected to 43. From which machine? 0.7. My source, that is my public machine. My target, that is my private machine. So this time my public machine is known as jump server or bash on host. Now what is my target? Internet access from this private machine. This is our added option. Fine. So what to do? Internet access purpose, we have to create NAT gateway. NAT gateway is outbound. So let's create the NAT gateway and utilize it. So back to VPC. This is NAT gateway. Create NAT gateway. NAT gateway name. Suppose NAT 192. For private subnet 2, private subnet 1, connectivity type, select a connectivity type for the NAT gateway, public or private. Use it public. Because NAT gateway we have to create. Check it, this is also wrong. What it is asking? Select a subnet in which to create the NAT gateway. NAT gateway, NAT instance always in public site. Okay, but access from private site. So you have to choose either public 1 or public 2. I'm going to choose public 2. Fine, that is NAT gateway should be in public side. Connectivity type public. Elastic IP, we have to allocate one elastic IP. We just allocate it. Just click, it is going to allocate. Tag NAT gateway created. This is my NAT gateway. Action. Secondary IP address also you can associate. That is one type of high availability of networking. View details, same this one, this information. Now this is root table, private root table, routes, edit routes, add route. Any packet from this network move to where? Not internet gateway, NAT gateway. And we have to choose our NAT gateway and save changes. Again I am going to connect my private instance. Yum install httpd. Let's say normal user sudo. Check it. Now it is possible from your private instance. I'm not going to install. I'm just going to back. It is 43. It is 43, but internet is possible. And this internet is secure. Whenever I am using sudo yum install httpd, last time it is going to show, it is going to search and there was no result, so it is continue searching, but now it is possible. Same operations if I back to my public machine also, if I use sudo yum install httpd, here also check it, same character. That means internet is accessible from public and private both instance. But one difference is there. Public machine is going to use internet gateway for internet purpose, but private instance is going to use NAT gateway for internet purpose. Now NAT gateway is completely managed by AWS. Okay, it should be 24/7, it is up and run, and you have to pay for that. Now basically the internet required from the private instance or from the private subnet, whenever any database is running, for the database it is roughly average per day 1 hour. Daily is not required. Suppose weekend 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours is required. So why we are going to pay for 24/7 this NAT gateway? That is a question. So that we are going to create NAT instance. You can stop the instance and you can start the instance. When it is required, you can start, you can utilize the internet, again you stop the instance. So you have to pay limited. Next option is high end, that is high bandwidth internet connection is required. NAT gateway is going to provide you one limited, one standard internet. But NAT instance purpose, if your instance is high end, network also high end, bandwidth also high end. So within minimum time your job is going to over. Suppose 1 hour downtime. So we are going to utilize this high-end network, download immediate, apply immediate. Okay. So this type of plus minus few options are there. If you Google it, AWS Internet Gateway versus NAT Gateway. Again, AWS NAT Gateway versus NAT instance. Okay. So let's see our another options. In NAT Gateway, I'm going to delete this gateway. Action, delete NAT Gateway. And at the same time, EC2 Elastic IP. Just now my NAT gateway is using one Elastic IP, so I'm going to release it. Still NAT gateway is not cleared. Still it is deleting. Once it will show deleted. Yeah, it is deleted. Now release this.
Mm, that NAT instance also do we need to delete as well?
No, no, it is not connected instance. No? Instance is connected to NAT gateway. NAT gateway deleted. So IP should be delete. If it is not going to delete, then we have to release that connection. When we connect it, this subnet routing table, private routing table, maybe due to this, because this is chargeable. Now it is deleted. So now what is our target? We are going to create one instance, NAT instance. Okay, same as one NAT instance, and then try to access internet. NAT instance purpose, launch instance. So name is NAT. Now not Amazon Linux. Browse for more. Here it is in community. Community 500 machines are there. These are all free. In community we are going to search NAT related. Press enter. It is going to search from 500 machines. NAT related machine it is going to search. This much machines are NAT related. See, our requirements only Amazon Linux, no other. So it will show more or less this much Amazon Linux is available where NAT is configured, because NAT also one as a sysadmin, it's a server, it's a service, we have to configure it. So if I check it, this is the machine. If you check, it is going to show some NAT options are there. Okay, so many machines are there. Now one problem is sometimes in few machines NAT configuration is not okay. If NAT configuration is not okay, then it is not going to work properly. Okay, so we have to, maybe we have to try, but operation is same. Operation same, sometimes it is not going to connect, then we have to try it using different machine. Suppose is I am going to choose this one, this machine. Say I select this machine. Instance type T2 micro, key pair. I am going to choose public key only because it is public site. Network, default VPC not 192, and it is in public subnet. Say I am using public subnet 2. Auto assign public IP should be enabled because it is public site. Public site should be enabled. And regarding security group, here we have to choose number 1 SSH, okay, SSH connectivity purpose, and you can choose all traffic from anywhere. Best option 8 GB. Launch it. I'm just going to show you process. If it is not going to success, you just try. Check my one old video is there. Successful instance details is there. It is showing launch instance from marketplace AMI. My god, marketplace means bill is going to generate. Let launch once more. I think some issues. NAT, which OS, from community, from marketplace. Our choice is NAT. I'm not going to choose any ways. Let it be show. Oh. Say this is NAT. Ubuntu, Amazon. This is also NAT. Red Hat related NAT. So this is also NAT. I'm going to choose this one. 32 micro, key pair public, network setting, which VPC 192, subnet, public subnet 2, auto assign should be enabled, security group, NAT security group, NAT security group, SSH, or you just use all traffic from anywhere. 10 GB launch instance. So this is my NAT instance. Now NAT instance is ready. NAT purpose, one most important one part is there. When you create NAT instance, you have to follow this rule. This rule. First you create one NAT instance. Instance should be perfect instance, because so many instances showing NAT but it is not working. Second option is security group of NAT instance. Here you have to use all traffic from this CIDR. That is your private CIDR. In our case 192.168.0.32 and 0.48. And last option, that is most important, because any instance, when you create any instance, that is actually endpoint. Say your laptop, you are accessing Google. So your laptop is source, Google is your target. So any instance, either it is source or it is target. That is source destination. But NAT instance, basically it is going to place where? In between of your source and destination. That is my private instance, via NAT instance, access the internet. So NAT instance in between source and destination. So we have to choose NAT instance, disable source instance check. How it is? From action, networking, change source destination check. Then only NAT is going to active. So this is also one important thing. So our instance is ready. We already use security group. I mentioned all traffic from anywhere. That is little bit risk factor, but not from anywhere. It should be our private subnet address. Okay, you can create it. So we have to mention in this NAT instance security group, NAT instance security group. What we are going to choose? Number one is SSH and others. Okay. Other next option is all traffic. From where? Not from 00. Basically we have to set here 192.168.0.32/28. Again we have to add one more, all traffic from 192.168.0.48/28. Same rule. Other than this, one more SSH. If it is required, we can connect our machine. Same rule.
Sir, this NAT, how it will work? I have doubt actually.
NAT.
Means how it work? Like for example, it's kind of firewall between this public and our private. How how it is.
No, that is then you have to know the in Linux how NAT is going to configure. Okay,
Okay.
these are server.
Here we have given IP nodes.
Given IP,
From that particular IP only, it will allow the inbound and outbound.
yeah, not inbound, outbound, only outbound from only these two. That is restricted. Okay, when I create NAT instance, I'm mentioning it is only receive the request from this two subnet. We can utilize from anywhere, but that is one risk factor. So only the private subnet. And you have to know NAT configuration. Then only you can understand how NAT is going to work. Okay, these are part of the Linux server. But here our
Okay.
requirement NAT instance creation, and this we have to follow this in security group, these two. And one more option is there, we have to set NAT instance, because NAT instance in between my source and my destination, so we have to change it.
Okay.
This is my NAT instance, action, networking, change source destination check. We have to stop it. That means my NAT instance not a source, not a destination. Now it is in between this. And now we have to configure here in routing table our private routing, routes, edit routes, all the packets, move to instance. Which instance? NAT instance, and save it. Now if I try to connect public machine, public IP, EC2 hyphen user at allow, because I am going to connect, and pub key open. Now SSH EC2 hyphen user at IP address is, our private machine is 43. So 192.168.0.43 connected. Now from here sudo yum install httpd. If your NAT instance is okay, then it will show it, because via NAT instance it is going to install the internet that is connected to internet. That means my NAT instance is working fine. If you try it from where? From 43, that is your private instance. But from private instance, when I try to install yum install, then it is responsive. Responsive means it is connected to internet, possible to connect via NAT instance, not NAT gateway. We already delete the NAT gateway. Okay, this is the way how to create NAT instance and NAT gateway and access internet from your private instance. So NAT gateway and NAT instance, what is the difference? And NAT and this internet gateway, what is the difference? Okay, this is, you have to know few points, 2-3 points minimum. So internet gateway inbound, NAT gateway outbound. Gateway or instance both are outbound. And NAT gateway, it is managed service, that is AWS is going to manage, but NAT instance you can manage it. As per your requirement, you can stop, you can start. So once it is over, first you have to delete all the instance. Please go through this, Google through NAT instance, gateway instance, sorry, gateway, internet gateway and NAT gateway, and NAT instance and internet NAT gateway. Differences, some comparison. Interview purpose it is important. So once 3 instance is down, then only we are going to down our VPC. It is going to down everything. This NAT instance, NAT gateway, maximum time it is going to generate bill. So as early as possible delete it. It is terminated because NAT gateway going to use your elastic IP. So once you delete it, you must delete the elastic IP also. It is going to delete everything in one shot. So instance also deleted, VPC also deleted. Now you can log out. Any question?